Thank you. I'm not speaking to you as the founder and CEO of Nimbus Health today. My name is Linus Weber, founded the company in 2018, but today I'm here as a representative and head of recruitment for the BPC, the German professional cannabinoid focused association. And let me introduce the association. I will be very, very welcome you to our roundtable discussion just after the presentation. I don't know if the microphone is working correctly. Yeah, perfect. Let me give you a deep dive. I think 12:55 is going to start the respective roundtable discussion. I haven't heard other, so very welcome to meet you here afterwards. But let us deep dive into the voice of medicinal cannabis companies in Germany. In September 2020, after a long discussion for more than a year, we decided as a group of 9 companies to found the association in Berlin with a existing group of scientists, pharmacists, but also representatives of the political parties in Germany. So just a little bit of the history behind the founding event. We actually wanted to start beginning of 2020, but unfortunately, a large pandemic started. So we took the chance that after the Expo Farm in 2019 has concluded to really sit together and find a common ground in order to bring in ideas on how to move this whole movement of cannabinoid research further in Germany. So as I said, September 2020, in a COVID-controlled way, we founded officially the association together with, as I said, speeches of the respective scientists that we all know here in Germany, like Knut Gastmeier, Professor Müller-Fahl, or Professor Nastavek. In addition to that, we had a group of politicians visiting, especially from the Conservative Party, who were sort of very open and also held impulsive speeches. And it all ended up better than we thought, with a heated debate between the health insurance companies in Germany, the physicians, the pharmacists, and patient associations. We couldn't have imagined it better. And we clearly saw that the goals that we are putting forth needed to be met in order to really bring value to patients in Germany. So let us first sort of deep dive a little bit in what does the BPC, Bundesverband of the Pharmazeutischen Cannabinoidunternehmen in German, stands for. We have defined 5 goals that we really want to work on and how we want to sort of stress these positions when talking to politicians in Germany. So first of all, I think we are all aware of that we need to provide the best possible patient care with qualified products and quality assured medicinal cannabis products in Germany. These best therapies that we are trying to achieve should be in a certain controlled way and also with ideal cultivation methods and supply structures. So our first goal was initially to have a straight inflow of products in a quality at a quality level that patients can be sort of served. In this instance, we are creating with the BPC a forum for not only information exchange, but also lobbying and active representation, not only in front of respective health insurance companies, but also in front of doctors, KOLs, and in the end, the politics and the parliament, in order to provide them with ideas of how the respective market should look like in our view. In this instance, we want to give a sort of special thoughts and a special focus on newly developed medicines. So creation of discussion roundtables as well as exchange of information in order to have sustainable cannabinoid therapies, but also finished pharmaceuticals in that space. This all should then sort of strengthen the whole industry in Germany and later, of course, in the outskirts internationally and also Europe-wide. So we are seeing ourselves not only as a representation inside of Germany, but also sort of in connection with other associations outside of Germany. And we are open to discuss various mindsets that we are having here with other sort of European organizations or organizations from smaller medicinal cannabis markets than Germany to date. In this instance, we also want to sort of address certain positions that we are looking at. Positions meaning that we do see differentiation in the understanding of what cannabinoids or cannabinoid-based medicines are. We, in Germany at least, from state to state, we have a different understanding. So when we're looking at various other countries, we have, of course, a different understanding. But starting with Germany, we uniform the way and try to bring the federal system slightly, or give the federal system more importance and clearly sort of state the regulatory definitions what cannabis is. I think that we all know that there are very, very many different preparations that can be sort of created already. I mean, we have representatives from the US, we have representatives from Canada, but also within Europe where additional application methods are already present. We need to find definitions for that, and we can only do so when we actively interact with the political system. In this instance, we just had the respective speech of Verify Me. I think it's from utmost important that we have a secure identification of the respective products in Germany, especially when we have more producers coming in. The last thing which is sort of directly connected to the current setup of the market is the position towards the authorization requirement in order to get a reimbursement from the respective health insurers in Germany. I think that is something, a system that has worked out, but definitely has certain deficits. In this instance, we are sort of actively engaging with the respective politicians in order to sort of bring down the hurdles and also push for adjustment. We are not saying that we don't need it. We think it's a special setup that we can use in the future to strengthen, on the one hand, the health insurers, but on the other hand, also push an adjustment towards a direction where we give more power to the doctors who actually define the therapies. Last but not least, I think it is also from utmost importance to not only look at what we have now on the German market, being finished pharmaceuticals, dronabinol, but also flowers and extracts, but expand even further. Unfortunately, to date, there is only very limited governmental research funding. So even on that note, we are engaging with the respective ministers and ministries to push the governmental funding and also the size of this funding especially. But not only that side, also innovative dosage methods, for example, the setup that we have in Portugal, are interesting ideas that need to be addressed and discussed together with the respective politicians. And that's what we as BPC are actively pushing in discussions, not only, as I said, with politicians, but also with all stakeholders involved. Who is the BPC? We have currently 14 members, 4 new joiners this month. And we were founded by initially 9. Maybe a little story behind that. We had a group of a Cologne-based group as well as a Berlin-based group that came together during the Expo Farm and then sort of founded a union and discussed for more than a year until they sort of decided that we need this organization to happen. As I said, 18, it's going to be at the end of this month, and I hope with this event we can sort of leverage more people in order to sort of join this very professional focused association. I just also want to mention Christina Schwarzer here. Christina Schwarzer is a former member of the parliament in Germany from the Conservative Party. She's heading and leading our respective Berlin office, where all sort of everything comes together, so to say. We are organized in working groups. That's why we engage, or we don't have certain employees. We have a focus on certain different groups that we are trying to organize in currently 7 working groups. All fueled by the respective members. So we don't have high expenses on sort of employees that are working for the association. It's rather the members that really push the respective groups. I myself, I'm the head of recruitment. So if you want to join, come up to me during the event. I will be available for you anytime, but also after the conference, available through LinkedIn. Just send me a message. We are focusing on PR and social media, where we're directly sort of pushing our existence, and people are coming, getting to know us better. I think a very interesting setup is in the politics, where we are actively sort of approaching politicians, as I said, but also are in discussions, regular discussions with all parties there are, and especially sort of in a direct connection to the ones that are maybe looking at it from a more negative point of view in terms of harmonization and market openings. I don't think we have to deep dive into newsletter and website as well as admin and finance. That's going to be boring, but even those parts are organized by us internally. I think 2 other very interesting working groups are, on the one hand, the research working group that are currently working on a, so to say, endowed professorship. Where we as an industry association are fueling funding in Germany because there is a lack of governmental funding. So even on that side, we are as a association in a group of very focused companies trying to bring funds together in order to fuel innovations from Germany, but not only innovations, also gather correctly what we've just found out with the sort of large amount of patients that we're currently having. Last but not least, I think it's an important role to sort of get back to normal events, KOL events, focused events, especially when we're looking in the interaction with physicians and pharmacists. I know that we as an industry are very strong in connecting. Even during COVID, we took the chance to really interact with the various groups that are out there. Is it Portugal, but if it's even further, New Zealand or Canada and US. So I was really amazed that we had this sort of get together. But now it's up to us to really interact with all other stakeholders that we have, meaning politicians, physicians, pharmacists, and also, until the point it's possible, patients, in order to fuel that innovation. And just to maybe conclude, I think it's clear, like Tjalling said in his first contract, that we are clearly focused on pharmaceutical as an association. And only with that sort of clear focus, one can say that we don't cause any confusion to the regulators. Thank you very much. And looking forward to the roundtable discussion. Please join me.